Hello, Thrones players. Chris Schoenthal and Luke Wortley here at Power 9 Games in Las Vegas. We both just got wrecked in our respective top 8 games, and so now we're here in the booth to show you some sweet top 4 action. We have
no, it's
Mikey.
Greyjoy Wolf.
Yes, it is Greyjoy Wolf. That's correct. We have Mikey on the right playing a Targaryen Summer deck, and Michelle on the left playing a Greyjoy Wolf deck. I just lost to Mikey, so I know a good amount of his deck. Should be an interesting matchup here.
They both have pretty decent flops. She's got a save and some Econ. Great Hall on the opening is pretty good.
Yeah, that Great Hall is a real card. So
I think I literally just lost 2 Great Halls on turn 1.
Classic.
I think he marshaled a Miri on Accounting Copper's turn.
Gross.
All right, see what the opening plots are.
Looks like Summer Harvest for the
And
Targ
there's too
player,
much of
and
a glare there.
very glarish plot for the Greyjoy player.
Look, must be Time of Plenty because they both drew 3 cards.
Yeah, looks like. That's called context clues.
All right, so you've seen Mikey's deck in action, and pretty standard Targ good stuff, or?
Yeah, pretty standard. I believe, though I'm not certain, that Blood of the Dragon is his main reset. So that's a bit of interesting tech that he's not bothering with any of the other stuff.
Mm-hmm. I guess he's banking on the fact that the rest of the field's probably running something else.
Right. Plus, Dragon is no slave is quite a card on a Blood of the Dragon turn, so that helps. Looks like Michelle's got Edmure out there as her only real character, and then some fodder.
And Banner Wolf is interesting, obviously, because Jogo's probably the one character in Target you don't want out there on the flop against Banner Wolf, yeah?
That's for sure. That's going to be the best ward target all game. We'll
There's
see
a
if
big
that
boy.
works out. All right, we got a Euron Greyjoy.
With a dupe.
And a dupe.
And that Iron Mine sitting there. And another limited. Okay, so, man, that was a good constructive marshalling phase. Let's see what happens over here, because he's got a ton of gold.
It is pretty cool to note we had 3 female players in the field today, and 2 of them made the top 4. So both Michelle and also Emma, both SoCal players. So that's pretty awesome to see.
So we're using Great Hall. Maybe not. Duping the Jogo. Interesting. Is he running Blood Rider tech? Do you remember?
I didn't see a lot of Blood Rider tech.
Just
he's
interesting.
got the good Blood Riders, but I don't know if he has Blood of My Blood.
Gotcha. So a dupe on Jogo. Yeah, that's Time of Plenty. And just calculating out the optimal use of his gold here.
He's got a ton of gold, and I'm sure he has a lot of good things to do with it, so we'll see what he does.
So reduce.
Uh-oh, that's a crown.
Uh-oh.
Right on Edmure. That's an interesting target for that. I'm not sure I would have gone with Edmure for that, but...
Well, as I played Targ all day today, and I don't know, board attrition is really king.
That's fair. Especially if he's got a Drogo follow-up here, then it's probably worth.
And you said that he definitely only is running Blood of the Dragon as his primary reset. Ooh, there's a guy with Intimidate now.
That's right.
So maybe that's what he's doing, is trying to dig for Drogo and just start machine gunning stuff and kneeling things out with Bercaro, yeah?
That seems like a solid plan going forward. He also probably has marched, so getting the board down quickly to get that duped Euron off the board through the Iron Mines is probably worthwhile.
Although you got to be careful because you know you're playing against Greyjoy and you know that they're going to try to leverage those saves.
For sure. I was not able to leverage those saves in my game. Found 1 Iron Mines, no
Okay.
Risen from the Sea.
So it looks like there's going to be an intrigue challenge here.
Yep.
Blood of my blood. Ooh, he's going to grab Ago. Get all 3 of them out there.
Get the whole setup. I could see him grabbing the non-unique here, but looks like he's going for Ago for the stand, which makes a lot of sense.
Uh-huh.
And a block for the win.
Yep. And then Ago will come back at the end of phase.
But in the meantime, he gets another challenge with him.
Yep. There are 2 summer plots out there. Okay.
So this is obviously going pretty well for
Yeah.
Mikey here.
Yeah, I think she was definitely hoping to eat something out of the hand, get some power gain going, and potentially roll the dice on that top deck on what she pillaged off there.
It's interesting that she declined the power challenge here because the Tumblestone Knight's just going to get stealthed by. So I don't know if there was a reason to leave him up, and then he's going to get intimidated.
Right.
So I guess he can defend whatever challenge Ricardo does.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yep.
Yep.
Stand the Ago, and let's do it again.
So now he's hitting her hand.
Trying to catch a glimpse of Mikey's hand.
Yeah,
here.
me too.
He's a,
Oh, a
he's
frozen
good card
solid.
flipper like me.
I guess
Sure
it doesn't
Mikey-
really hit anything on his board at the moment, but
Yeah, I'm happy to see it gone if I'm Mikey though, because he leans so hard on Shadow Black,
yeah,
and probably also has the Plaza of Pride in there. So
I'm sure. All right. So Ago bounces back. She manages to get out of the challenges phase with at least 2 characters on the board, so
Yep.
March doesn't completely wreck the board position.
Very important for her. But we'll see where it goes from here.
Yeah, she's in a bad spot. And you don't want to burn that reset too early, because if he's not running one, obviously
Right.
she doesn't know that, but
I don't
that
believe
could
she
be
does.
really rough. Alright, so it looks like there's more limited. Definitely an Ago in hand.
Yep. Looks like players are ready to flip some plots here. Time of Plenty, and there's her
Okay.
Valor. So she did decide to go for the Valor here, which
Alright.
is interesting.
So I guess
do you
she's banking-
I guess you have to save the Tumblestone Knight here and hope that she has something else to play.
It seems that way. I mean, you definitely don't want to just be down to Euron with only 3 gold, I guess, with her Rose Road there, but yeah.
4 with the Sea Tower. She has a Greyjoy character, but still, you're going to probably eat a military claim coming back the other way, so
Yep.
you need something out there.
And so Mikey has initiative. He must be just deciding the turn order here.
Yep.
And looking at Mikey's hand, as much as we can see of it, it looks like he really just kind of gets to meter out his characters and just kind of slowly grind here if he can find any of his kill.
Absolutely, and she does save that Tumblestone Knight.
Yep.
Which makes perfect sense.
The Iron Mines gets burned, dupe of Euron goes.
And we got Jogo against an empty board. Now it would be, all right, I guess against
So,
the 2 other
I
characters.
mean-
It would be interesting if she has a ward here. That would
Well,
put
she
her
can't
back into the
pay for it.
Oh, that is true. That is true. That's a Greyjoy reducer, so.
But, you know, playing that Time of Plenty there does let her dig just a little bit deeper to see if she can find anything.
Depending on the makeup of her deck, she might have an Ocean Road redraw to that.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm uncertain.
And that would be a huge swing if she could find an Ocean Road and a ward on her top deck, wouldn't it? Looks like I see a Bran there.
Yeah, Bran, it looks like I see a Great Kraken and a Nightmares in her hand. I don't know much past that.
Mikey just dropped a card.
Alright, so it
Okay.
looks like we're going to see a Greyjoy something here. And
Pike.
It's Pike. That's an interesting one.
I'm just trying to get a little bit of tempo here.
Sure, it's tempo, but there's no claim, so the stealth isn't gonna save her board necessarily. I guess.
Well, I think she
stops
knows that,
them
so...
from re-algoing. I guess you use it defensively, like block with Euron that has stealth, so you can't.
Well, and you definitely... oh, and a dupe. Uh-oh.
That's really good. It's very helpful for
Definitely.
Michelle.
Well, and I'm sure she probably... Because after drawing those 3 cards, I think she was going to have to pitch to reserve, because Valet's only 5. So I think she probably played the location and the dupe, most likely, just to maintain what she wanted.
Makes sense. Makes sense. And the fact that she was able to put Bran out, too, makes it...
Especially
very
with the
worthwhile.
duplicate. Because you don't mind pitching that dupe if it saves your board.
Nope.
Okay.
You got some reduction here. Presumably is going to be maybe Aggo, but that's a great haul trigger.
That
so
looks like
maybe
something
something
Aggo.
bigger.
Because he's only spending 2. Looks like Aggo.
There it is.
He's got 4 back. And dupe. So he must be running a lot of Blood Rider tech.
Yeah, I didn't see any of that in our
Yeah.
game, which is interesting, but didn't necessarily need it, so. Looks like he's got a dragon in hand to threaten the Drac. It's pretty good.
Did you see if he had it or not?
I have not seen whether or not he actually has the Drac. We will presumably find out soon.
And Aggo's strength just keeps cranking up on attack.
Jogos, yeah.
Or yeah, Jogos, yeah.
Not a joke. He's a, let's see, there were 2 that didn't get saved on that Valor.
Yep.
So it's probably a 6 by now on attack.
Okay.
Chat noting that Mikey shuffles his hand, much like I enjoy doing.
Let's see if she even does any challenges here.
It would be hard for me to imagine a good challenge for her. Although maybe she's going to hope to get lucky with Euron. But that doesn't seem worth.
So she's given Euron stealth, looks like.
Yep. And let's see what kind of challenge this might be. An unopposed challenge of some type.
I would assume that she just did something. I'm probably
Yeah.
intrigued.
Probably doesn't matter a whole lot.
Okay.
There are no
Got a
locations
milk.
for Euron to hit. She's probably happy to see a milk go, but not exactly what she was looking for. Challenges are, looks like they're passed over to Mikey. He's going to use Jogo, stealthing that Tumblestone.
Is that a Khal Drogo I see in his hand? Yeah,
Probably.
definitely. Okay. Oh, that's rough. And he's got the economy to play him for sure.
Oh, yeah. So at least she doesn't have to lose anything right there because the dupe on Bran will save. I wouldn't be shocked to see him go for blood next turn to get rid of that Bran, though.
Interesting.
It's pesky.
Interesting that he used the dragon in the challenge when you could have just threatened the Dracarys and stood Aggo to do another challenge anyway. But I guess it doesn't really matter.
Maybe he wants the dominance.
Oh, he's going to try to... No, he's going to stand Jogo.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And then do a power.
Regardless of what you may think, he stands other Blood Riders.
Does stand
It's not
all
just
the
him.
riders.
Okay, so he got the power challenge off there.
Looks like Mikey's pretty firmly in the driver's seat
And then
here.
a dominance. Okay, so power total is 7 to none over there? Yep.
She's got 1 on Euron, I believe.
Oh, okay, yeah. It's a dark token. I couldn't really see it. All right. So with the Valor out of the way and a Drogo in hand, looks like he's just going to start eating through the board.
Yep.
I mean, stranger things have happened, but she is definitely in a bad spot. Uh-oh.
So Noble and a close call. Close
see.
call is going to get back maybe Recaro. That'd be interesting. I don't know how many Recaros he would run.
Well, if
But with
I've
Great
seen,
Hall, you can run plenty, so there it is. Yep.
Well, I've seen a dupe on Jogo and a dupe on Aggo. He might be running...
Trips of all of
Yep.
it. That would be quite a thing. So he gets 3 cards. Michelle gets 2 and the Noble reduction.
So let's see if she can put any pressure out here. And again, she's made first. Or did she choose to? She must have choose to go first.
Yep, she is.
Yeah.
There's no initiative boost on the board, so she won.
Yep. So reduction with the sea tower. Who's coming down? She keeps her cards hidden from view.
Close to the vest. Looks
Okay.
like
There's a big boy.
Balon with
And a dupe.
That's something.
Yeah.
It's not nothing, because
That guy is...
Jogo's not going to be able to stop him because he's only on attack that he gets his bonus.
Right. I hear that guy wins games.
He can. It's also possible that Mikey just was baiting her to put something like that out to hit next turn with the blood and a Drac.
Could be. So he's counting 7 gold here.
Importantly, he's hit an econ location every
Yep. He is definitely
chance he got. So
definitely gotten enough to meet her there. There he is. That's a big boy.
Oh,
and he had another one. That is
Milk on
rough.
Balon is tough. So, and he's sitting on 3 to threaten.
This is one of those things where...
Dracarys or another Blood by Blood to
Right.
get Ricardo back.
Yeah. This is one of those games where it looks like he just kind of saw everything that he wanted really early, yeah?
Yep. And I mean, his deck is very good at that. It happened against me. I guess it's, kind of the nature of that Targ deck that it just doesn't have a lot of bad cards in it.
Right. I mean, I was playing Targ all day and went undefeated in the Swiss, and I got absolutely pounded by another Targ deck in the top 8. And it was one of those instances where, like, all of the things came together. It was just, it was impressive.
Yep. The
All
estimable Buzz Hannon joining us in chat. Hello,
There
Buzz.
we go.
So I've got Euron going on a power challenge, which is interesting. Okay.
I guess she's trying to slow the game down a little bit.
It makes sense. Blocks. Let's see if she hits anything here, and doesn't.
Wonder who she gave stealth to. Must be Balon.
I think it might have just been Euron. I'm not sure.
Well then, oh okay, I see.
I doubt she stealthed the reducer. I imagine she stealthed
Yeah, I guess it didn't matter.
Drogo. But I could be completely wrong about who she gave stealth to. We'll find out. It is interesting that she decided to do a power challenge with her only intrigue icon, so maybe
So
that's
you've
the only one that...
you've seen his plot deck, and you know he has Blood of the Dragon and March still left. What else can he possibly do besides those two things? Are there any other interesting flips that he might be able to go
I
to?
definitely didn't see his entire plot deck.
Okay.
I think we only went 4 plots. He played the Summer Harvest against me.
I'm sure he has Counting Coppers.
Yeah, that's my guess for another one. So that's we're on plot 3. Is that right? So that's 6 of the plots right there. Is
Right.
the 2 that we've seen plus.
Then maybe a 2-claimer.
It's possible there's a 2-claimer. It's also possible, although it's tough to find a. I guess he could play Retaliation.
Mhm.
Might not be bad in that deck. But it's also possible he just has a second time of Summer as his last plot.
Sure.
So, it looks
So
like,
Agos swings in for like a huge military challenge.
Yep. Tumblestone Knight dies.
See, this is where it's rough.
Yep.
Because he can go ahead and flip blood next turn
No doubt.
and get that brand out of the way. And
Oh,
Nightmares
on
Drogo.
That's
That was
something.
big.
Yep. Keeps the board state
she
not out of reach for her.
Right. I'm not sure what her outs are at this point, but
I still think the ward on Jogo would be good for her.
I think that would have to be sort of what you're digging for here, right? Or maybe because you don't want to try to find Asha right now because
No,
she's just
Asha
going to
would-
get burnt up,
Asha
right?
would not help a lot.
Yeah.
Although it is nice to see the crown out of the way, and we don't know that he has a Dracarys. He hasn't shown
True.
one yet, so it's possible he's not finding them.
True.
He's had opportunities, but he may just be saving it for after he gets rid of Bran.
So I'm curious if this is just like a straight aggro Blood Riders Drogo deck, or if there's Dany and Miri and stuff in there too.
Danny's definitely in there. He got
Okay.
her on the flop, but it's a lot about the Danny and Shadow Black interaction, which
I gotcha.
I guess maybe the deck has kind of two halves. It's got the Danny Shadow Black burn half with the Dragon is no slave and things like that, and then it's got this Blood Rider half that it's showing in this game.
It's pretty. It's a pretty expensive set of cards there.
Yep, great haul. It's pretty great.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, Buzz. We'll pass along your appreciation to
Yeah,
Matt
we'll
Zealous and the
definitely
store.
tell Matt that you said that. And they put on a great tournament here. It was a lot of fun.
Yep. And this is, I've been to a Power 9 regional before, and they always run a great tournament. Their last space was kind of out in nowhere, but they have a great space now. It's right across from one of the big casinos here, and they have a huge gaming space and just a really clean retail space. I'm happy we made the journey.
Mm-hmm. That was a journey.
It was.
Well, at least for some of us.
The other car from Southern California that was not my car got a flat tire about 20 miles outside of Baker, which is basically the middle of nowhere, and spent 4 hours on the side of the road last night. So that was fun. Shout out to those guys for surviving. I think they're drinking their sorrows away over at the Copper Top Casino.
It was just a war of attrition just getting over here for them.
No doubt, no doubt. Yep, and
There
there's
it
the
is.
blood, and countered by a Clash of Kings, which is an interesting one. So Bran goes away immediately, but now even
It looks like I think she's just trying to gain as much power as humanly possible at the
Sure.
moment.
I mean that's
Targ can have trouble closing, but that board state is looking more insurmountable by the minute.
I don't think this board will have too much trouble closing.
No.
Unless if she finds maybe a milk for Drogo so he doesn't get his renown,
Mm-hmm.
that might be something that would help her out. But eventually he's going to find Danny, and then things will get even tougher.
Well, he's been hitting the board and the hand, and so sure she's getting a little bit resource starved here, despite the two limiteds out there.
All right, so we see a Windermere that'll continue to keep that power going, which is pretty good for her. She'll be able to do a stealth Drogo at least,
Mm-hmm.
but
It should also probably be noted that Targ is a terrible matchup for Greyjoy.
it is. It's quite bad. So the fact that she's held on this long is definitely shows the deck's resiliency compared to mine. And it looks like once again Mikey has hit his limited card, so that's
Wow.
that's pretty sweet. Mikey.
No, I've been super impressed with the venue and everything. This is my first time even like out
Oh.
like this
So
part of the
we
country.
moved- looks like we moved to the challenge phase.
Oh, no.
Windermere is getting eaten by a dragon is no slave.
Oh
on the
no!
board.
Well, that's what we were talking about.
Yep.
Everybody.
Card is no joke.
That card can absolutely nuke a board. Because now he's got the dragon out there to be able to pull it back if he wants.
So it looks like Mikey has about 8 power. I don't believe Drogo has a renown yet because he
No.
was blanked last turn. So Mikey has 8, and Michelle has 2 renown on Euron, no power on her house card. I do not believe, Buzz, that the deck on the right is running Dothraki Sea, as clever as that might be.
Isn't that Buzz's like pet card?
It's one of them.
Yeah.
And when you're in the jank tank, you
Right.
you can't really
Well,
pick
I
and choose your
remember.
cards.
Well, I remember editing an article for the White Book that he sent me a long time ago about the Dothraki Sea.
I
don't know
remember
if he
that
was-
article too.
Yeah, I don't know if he's still like trying to make it work or not. Well, Sam Bratz used it to pretty good effect at Worlds last year.
So it seems. So Michelle's spending a gold on a sow to sow off the milk on Balon.
Interesting.
That's something. Unfortunately, Balon is in Drac range with the blood this turn, so it could be problematic
Yeah.
if he has it. He hasn't played a lot of his drop lots. He's played his Time of Plenty, and I guess he got one off close call. So
Yeah, Buzz just said Sam topped at Worlds, and I was like, yeah, I remember him playing in the top cut.
he hasn't coppered yet, and he hasn't found his Shadow Black. So it's possible that he still doesn't have a Drac, which would be unfortunate for him. But I don't think it would be devastating
No,
necessarily.
I think he's probably feeling pretty good. Yeah, I think she's clearly just trying to get as much power as humanly possible to slow the game down.
Looks like Ago is intriguing, which will be his only challenge as there's no summer plots out. And pulls a Rattleshoots Raiders. So she's down to 1 card in hand now, which is probably not ideal.
And I think no characters.
I don't know the other card in her hand, but it's very likely it's not a character. I agree. Diogo doing the challenge, pushing past Balon. Looks like he's going to lose a duplicate.
Rough.
And then presumably...
So, is there a summer plot?
Yeah, that was not a legal play.
That's an illegal play. There's no summer plot out.
That's nothing to be done about it.
Or did he catch it?
I'm not certain. Looks like maybe he caught it, which is nice. Yep.
Yeah, he caught it. Okay.
Good. Instead, we might see Drogo try his hand at a power challenge here. Which he would tie with Balon and thus win. Or maybe we're going second military. All right, that makes sense.
Yep.
She doesn't have a save on the board. She loses your... Yeah.
Well, and she's
this
already
is kind of elementary at this point.
Yeah, she's already
unless that's
spent the
arisen
valor.
in her hand, then she's going to lose her entire board here because one of them is going to die now and one of them is going to get marched next plot. So looks like this one is unfortunately just
and
about
he gets
over.
to spend 1 to get that back. Yeah, he's still got a fistful of cards over there. Much superior board state. She has no saves. I would assume once the march gets flipped, she'll probably concede, yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised to see that. But still top 4.
Yeah.
This we had 19 people here in Las Vegas, if you haven't seen already. And that's quite a finish. Michelle is definitely...
well, this field was no joke.
Not at all. Not at all. We had 12-ish from Southern California, including most of our top players. So
no hesitation grabbing that march out of the plot deck.
snap it right off. Absolutely.
Yep.
And she will spikes.
Interesting.
Yep.
Try to get some power.
That's a beautiful New York march to the wall alt art there. It's a nice touch.
Too bad. There she goes.
And there's the
Okay.
shake. Yeah.
All right.
So congratulations
And
to
he did
Michelle.
have the drac.
Oh, he had the drac too.
Oh my
Gross.
gosh.
Just still had all D's.
And she had a newly made lord, and that's about it.
Not helpful.
No.
But good work, Michelle, on an excellent top 4 run.
Great run.
Congratulations on your sweet new Lannister house card, which I know you'll be putting to work.
Absolutely.
And Mikey is on to the finals.
There we go.
Which we will be back to bring you in a little bit. Thanks for watching, everybody.
See you later.